It is Wednesday, and this is the AI Power 20. I am your host, Jeffery Boyle, and I am super excited to be able to have you guys here today. And I'm going to go through. I can see there's some guests on. You may have thought, what is that guy doing? Just brand new technology, and I am excited to be able to share with you all of what you can do by truly empowering your business with AI. I'm going to show you some of the advantages today of using Bemodo AI in this process. So let's get right to it. Without any further ado, I'm going to ask you, please make sure that you're asking your questions, that you're involved. I want to hear as we go through this process. I've got my chat open right here. So please, as we're starting this today, tell me where you're coming from and tell me where you're meeting today. So I want to be able to interact with you. Make sure that you say hi inside that chat so we can start to get rolling. I'm also going to make sure that after this initial 20 minutes, I'm going to go through and answer your questions. So not only can you raise your hand, but I can also unmute you within this. I want to be able to give you the tools, the tricks, everything that you need to do to be able to launch your plan successfully. Hey, Mark from California, great to have you on here. Hopefully I can see a bunch of other people are on here. Make sure you say hi. Make sure you tell me where you're calling from. And also make sure that as I'm going through this, we got Bob from Lexington. Good to have you here at Lexington, Kentucky. So please continue to tell me what you're doing out there as I go through this. Explain to me some of the questions you're having. And it looks like Tom is in Idaho. I know Tom. We got Chris. Chris is out there. So thank you so much, guys, for coming here today. And I'm going to start to share some things that I really think can help you out here. So let me turn my screen share on. Here we go. Appreciate you having patience as I work through my new system here. Hey, Kira from Pennsylvania, Jim and Heidi from Phoenix. Thank you so much for hopping on. So this is the first AI Power 20. And what I'm going to do with this, once again, is I'll take your questions throughout this process as I explain some things to you. But I also want you to understand that you can certainly do so many things with this system. And this is just the first of many that are to come. And what I wanted to be able to show you is actually what prompted a lot of today's lesson. And I call it, I guess, a lesson here, but let me show you a question. This came from a new customer, and he just says, "Hi, hope all is well. I just finished the 7-day AI power launch. It's a power launch, and the second part of the power launch, and I'm adding a couple words here, but he did a great job. I'm really unsure how to approach the results. The majority of the outputs are recommendations, just a few are real text copy. I've been officially charged my first month's fee, so you have in the power launch, you can test it for free. And that said, I no access further to instructions or any relevant content to continue my journey. Should I start creating short stories, Facebook tweets, etc.? I apologize for any inconvenience. Just needed to express my concerns. I feel kind of overwhelmed." And that came from Antonio. I want you to know that you really shouldn't ever feel overwhelmed, because that's what we're doing these Power 20 for. And I want you to know that the power of Bemodo isn't just in outputting some plans, but the real differentiator in version 1 of Bemodo, that's what we have right now. And in 2025, we have a whole list of things that are going to be coming out to be able to continue to help you be either a solopreneur and have the power of 10 people on your team using this platform. But I also want to be able to give you the to-dos, exactly what you need to do every single day to be able to get the most from it. And so I'm going to give you a general overview, but I'm also going to show you just some resources that you can use to be able to do what I want to show you how to do. When you first log in to the Bemodo AI Content Wizard right here, I'm right now in this section that are called the chats. There's a couple tutorials right in here. And then right here, you can see I'm on the left side. You've got avatars on the left, and you have Superfetch, templates, and documents. Today, I'm going to focus on the power of the chats, but more importantly, the power of the avatars and the templates to get done what you need to get done. I'm also going to just show you, for example, Antonio, he had asked, how do I go to the next step? And I'm going to show you what I did for Antonio. And this is for all the beginners that are out there that are either doing the power launch, who are just coming on, looking at this for the first time. But if you go to Bemodo.com, we have publicly available right here on Bemodo.com a couple different tabs that I really encourage you to look at. The first one is the e-learning. And these power launch classes, they associate inside of Bemodo right here. If you go to templates, let me back up one here. When you first come in to Bemodo, the first thing that I recommend that you do is this thing right here that's called the 7-day AI power launch. And that's what Antonio was talking about. Looks like we've had people come on from Vegas, Atlanta. Good to have you guys on here. Thanks for putting in there. And make sure you're asking me questions as you go if there's anything that I'm saying that's not making sense. So the power launch is really powerful. So let me show you really quickly how I got there. I just hit the templates. That brought up all of these types. You can search by tags. You can search by all. And you can see I have a bunch of my own personal ones in here that aren't available to you guys. But I'm just going to start off with the type right here and go to the 7-day power launch. And these are just step by step processes that you use within a chat to really start to get to know your business and to be able to start to make plans. And I'm going to show Antonio. I'm really grateful that he sent that on. I think he wasn't sure if it was going to be inconvenience. But I love it when you guys come, and I love it when you guys tell me what's going on in your business, some of the questions you have, because that's why we built this. We built this to be able to help small businesses get so much more done. So once you've clicked in here, you can see that there's 7 easy steps that you go through. So if you want to use the power launch, what you do, I'm going to go back right here to the chat. And I'm just going to create a new chat right here by clicking the plus up top. And I'm just going to call this one in honor of my friend Antonio, right here, Antonio. And so I'm going to click right here, the red bubbles, thought bubbles, and I'm going to click templates right down here. And you can see that I already have inside of that the 7-day power launch. But I just click the 7-day power launch right there. And all you got to do is just hit that arrow and you fill out basic information about your company. By the way, this is a Safari thing. That has nothing to do with Bemodo. And all you've got to do is fill out your company name, your target market, and your product. Just basic information. But the more information you can put in here, the more intelligent that response is going to give you. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the power launch because it's really quite simple of just filling out basic information and then going to the next step, to the next step, and the next step. And that's covered right here inside of Bemodo when you click e-learning and you go through step by step by step. Now I want to show Antonio because he's not only gone through those first 2 templates. I'm going to go back over to templates right here. Not only has he gone through the 7-day power launch, but he's also gone through the 7-day launch part 2. And each of those has a step that goes step by step as you go through that. Looks like a couple different comments. Pernell says, hey, Rick from Atlanta here. Is this customized for Course Creator? Absolutely. And I'm going to show you, it doesn't matter if you're in a business that there's an agency for other companies, or if you're trying to create new courses. This little process that I'm going to show you right here is so powerful for what you're trying to do. So the main areas, once again, you've just got your chats, and this is where you always start. And I like to create a new chat for just about every topic that I'm trying to create. And I'm going to show you that once you go through this process that Antonio did of going through and going step by step with the 7-day power launch. And once again, I am skipping back and forth to tabs right here. On Bemodo.com, it's just right here. The 7 steps, all of them have all of them have a video. And these go through in more detail that I'm going through fairly quickly with you today. And it's going to show you how to be able to really take advantage of all of the different things that are available inside of Bemodo. But I really recommend that you go through these. Now, Antonio's question was, I went through these. Now, what do I do? Okay. Antonio, what I really recommend that you do is you click on webinars right here. And these are some past webinars that I've done. And I'm going to show you the power of training your avatar. Now, we started off with ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is actually in the background. We use OpenAI. So we use the same as ChatGPT 4.0 for the engine behind Bemodo, okay? But what I want you to understand is one of the biggest problems that we had with GPTs, which are what we call avatars, is you're essentially starting over and over and over again every time you do it. I'm going to show you that if you follow those 7 days, you create your content, and you train your avatar as I teach right here, and this is an older training, but it still applies, you're going to be able to have what I have right now, Antonio, with my avatars. So I make an avatar for just about everything that I do. For Bemodo, I have an avatar. For my fitness, I've created avatars, and I'm going to show you what that means. But these are essentially GPTs that are kind of like my own personal Jarvis. And what's great about this is once you create it, you can continue to make it more intelligent, but it doesn't matter if I'm trying to do contracts, or if I'm trying to do social media. And what I did is I used my Bemodo avatar, and in that video, it explains to you how to go through these steps. I'm going to show you if you follow these basic premises of Bemodo, you're going to have one of the most powerful, and I say Jarvis like Iron Man. My personal AI avatar, I call it Jeffery AI, is so intelligent as it relates to Bemodo. I've trained it with my offers. And Mark asked right there, how many avatars can you create? As many as you want. If you have an agency, you can create 50 avatars. And I really recommend that you follow that process, Mark, because right inside of here, like I say, this is just on Bemodo. If you look at my past webinar that I've done where I've trained this avatar, you're going to see how powerful these can be when you properly train it. I've trained my avatar on my offer, which is all of my different products that I have, the secret desires, which is step 1 of the 7-day, or it's actually step 3 of the 7-day AI power launch, the buyer persona, which is step 1 of the power launch. And you say, well, Jeff, how do I do the power launch? I'll just go back to e-learning. And there's a step by step process to be able to get that, and how it is that you can then upload it to your avatar section. Right here, I've trained it with my brand voice, which I believe is step 4, day 4 of the 7-day power launch. And now I'm starting to load extra files about my products, about me. A lot of times it's very difficult for me to talk about what I've done. So I've trained Jeffery AI to know about me. So whenever I want to feel good about myself, I can ask Jeffery AI, and he tells me all I've accomplished in my business. And when I output content, he has no problem talking nice about me, where sometimes it's a little bit difficult for me to do that. And these are different programs, like what Antonio has done, to be able to do it. So you can see I've really trained my Bemodo avatar in a big way. But if you follow the 7 steps of the way that Antonio's done inside of this AI power launch, I've just clicked templates, you can turn each of these into a document or a PDF, and I'll show you how exciting it is once it starts to work. So Antonio, when you sent me that email, all I did was I went into Bemodo, I selected my Bemodo avatar, right down here, select an avatar. And this is what really sets us apart from so many other platforms, is I selected my avatar, and when I work out in the morning, I do Jeff Fitness, but I just select Bemodo Marketing, and I asked it a question. Now, I've trained it with my products, and I've done that by going through the 7-day steps. I've trained it about me. I've trained it about the importance of what we do with the AI Mastermind, and I trained it on how to sell high-ticket items. This last Monday, today is Wednesday, I made a presentation for a $2.1 million contract. And what I teach in this process on here is the exact same thing as it was the same process of what I went through when I used to only sell $4,000 products. And then when I went to $12,000 products. And this structure of what I'm teaching and how I do this, it was the same process for a $2.1 million contract that I would say we have a very high chance of landing. Those are the kind of things that we like to teach. And it doesn't matter what you're selling, if you're selling credit card processing or if you're selling marketing to other companies. This is the power of the avatars. So what I did is I selected the Bemodo avatar right here. And I just said I received an email from a new customer who just started the 7-day power launch. And by the way, when I do this, I just turn on my microphone and talk. You can't put in too much information. In fact, sometimes I just recommend you do a mind dump right here inside the chat. And he says, help me come up with a 30-day schedule to success of using the AI wizard and the marketing suite combined with our mentoring to help a person go from zero to obtaining clients. So that's kind of what you're asking me, I think, Antonio, and you can correct me if I'm wrong in here, but provide me a step-by-step of what the person should do in the next 30 days. I put delay to set the foundation for their businesses so they can land a high ticket. And so basically what it did is it gave me an ultra aggressive, by the way, too aggressive of what Antonio would need to do step by step. It was a beautiful outline of what he needed to do, but frankly speaking, it was too much to do in a 30-day period. But what it's doing is it's saying right here, day 1, what to do, day 2, what to do, day 3, day 4, all the way to day 7, where it says schedule a weekly review with your mentor. One of the best things that you can do is not only be on this call, but also send your questions in beforehand. And those of you who are on the AI Mastermind after this 20-minute presentation, you can stay on. I'll put you on. It doesn't matter what questions you have. I can help you with your AI wizard, or I can even help you with your marketing suite. And one thing I'll just tell you really quickly is when you have a mentor, you are 500% more likely to succeed than if you didn't have a mentor. And if you then start to teach other people your knowledge, you have a 600% more likely to succeed. And so what we really focus on here is giving you the mentorship for the done for you systems and the done with you systems. And if you want to work with us individually, I always recommend that you set a time and we talk you through how to do this. But Antonio, this was such an aggressive step by step. I asked it to stretch it out over 90 days. So all I had to do is I said, this is excellent, but now let's stretch it out over 90 days. But the most important thing is to help you get a $12,000 client. Hey, Guido, good to have you on here. And so the point is that because it knew me, because it knew my products, because it knew everything that I need to do to succeed, it was a really simple thing. I could never put that into some of the other programs like ChatGPT, or else I'd have to train it every single time. And though I love ChatGPT, when you understand the powers of avatars, you can put in really basic instructions and it will output massive amounts of content for you. So Guido, please, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to you. Thank you for sending me the email. And what this is doing is setting you through step by step of what you need to do. And when you combine that by going to the webinar right here and watching the avatar and take that information that you've done as a result of your 14 days that you've done on the power launch, you're going to train your avatar to know you, to know your customers, to know your products. And now it doesn't matter what you ask it, even if it's sending an email to a client or if it's writing a LinkedIn article, it's going to do that for you. It is so, so powerful. So to keep this within what we promised of the AI Power 20, just remember to get this done, the chats is the main section right here. And inside of these chats, every time, even though I'm using the same avatar, if I have any other kind of project, I'm constantly making a new one by clicking this plus sign right here. And once you've started to train that with, right here, I can click the templates. Once you train that with those 7 steps on here, you would, for your avatar, use step 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to train that avatar. So watch this video right here training your avatar, and use those 5 outputs to train your avatar, and you are going to be amazed at giving it a simple instruction on anything that you need. So you go back right here to your question to me. Let me pull that back up. You would ask, what do I do now? Do I make copy? Do I start doing shorts, tweets, Facebook, etc.? Yes, all of it, my friend. And it does, but what I recommend is I still recommend that you schedule the time with us, and we're going to go through individually what you need. Please make sure that you use these resources that we have. My past webinars, I've trained on how to train your avatar. Right here is how to create 1 month of content in minutes. That's because you have an avatar. How to create a web landing page using your avatar. These are my past ones I've done. And then if you go into the e-learning, I really recommend that you do that 7 and 14-day power launch, and it's going to walk you through step by step all of what you need to build a powerful Iron Man Jarvis of your own. It's powerful, guys. I just love how it will answer my questions. It'll, even if I need a pep talk, it'll give me a pep talk about me. Take a look at it, follow those basic instructions with it, and you're going to see that we can build a 90-day step-by-step game plan in seconds for your client. For every time I'm on with a new client, I show them the power of how to do that, and it really creates it. Angela just wrote in there, if you get the Bemodo newsletter, the e-learning link is in there. So make sure that you're paying attention to these newsletters. Make sure you're sending the questions into us each week, because we want you to succeed. And what was crazy is because of how we've set up this foundation, and because of the things that I've taught, I've been able to go from small contracts to $4,000 contracts to $12,000 contracts, $30,000 contracts. And this week, I gave a $2.1 million presentation, and it was all based upon this really basic information that I show you right here, and building an avatar, and that avatar gave me the presentation. And that's what we're going to do. On these Power 20, we're going to walk you through step by step of what you need to do to get set up and going, and how to output that content. So make sure you're here every week, the same time at 2 o'clock on Mountain, 1 o'clock Pacific, and 4 o'clock on Eastern. And make sure you also send me the information and the questions you have, or make sure that you join us right here as a part of the AI Mastermind group. So thanks for joining us. And those of you that want to stick around and ask questions, we're here for you. But just remember, power comes in that avatar. And make sure that you're using some of these basic things, because the foundation of your success with AI is having your own Iron Man Jarvis that knows you, your clients, and how to relate to them better than you do. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Stick around if you got questions, and let's see how we can help you out with them. Let's see if I got any questions in here. Got a bunch of messages, but let's see if we have any other ones. Let's see. So far, just a bunch of cool comments. Thanks, guys, for hopping on. Let me see if there's anything else. So raise your hand. I could even unmute you. And if not, make sure that you're following those instructions, and we'll help you get where you need to be. I'll stick around for one more second. Let's see. You're welcome, Chris. You're welcome, Mark. All right. Thanks for being on, and we'll talk to you next week. See you soon. Well, it looks like Jim just asked a question. Is about to pop off of there. Let me show you, Jim. You can just copy it if you want. I'll give you that right there so you can see it. Pernell, that's got to be your last name. Omnichannel. Yes, I use this content for YouTube videos. So the question is on there, is this omnichannel? I think this is the question you're asking. One, you can use this on just to create just about anything that you want. I use it for my YouTube videos. I use it for my scripts. I use it for just about anything that I'm trying to create. Once I've created that avatar on there, I can create, like I said before, contracts. Use it for emails, I use it for everything. And when you combine it with the power of the templates, and on a different training, I'll certainly show you some of the templates that are really powerful that I use. And we even teach you how to create your own templates of your own. So phone, SMS, when you say FD, I assume you mean Facebook and Instagram. Yep, use them for them all. In fact, I'll show you one quick thing after I answer Jim's question. Jim, here's the question right here. I'll actually put it inside the comment for you, okay? Put it right there. I just put that inside the question or the chat for you. That's the question I asked it. It's a little bit rambling, but I just did it using a microphone, okay? And then once it created this really aggressive schedule, I just toned it down a little bit and said, let's stretch it out to 90 days. And man, if you can accomplish all that's on here in 90 days and you're starting to close $12,000 clients while you're doing that, that is powerful. So let's go back to the next question on there. Pernilla wrote phone, SMS, Facebook, Instagram. Let me show you what it's done for mine. I'm just going to go on my Instagram real quick for you. And one of my biggest issues was, you can say I got Grant Cardone on there. With me, it's dramatically increased how it is that I reach people. So my Instagram is just jeffreyboyle.com. It has helped me with a lot of different areas, but in particular, it's really increased our Instagram reach. And just about everything that we put out now, not only does it get a lot of views, but I get a lot more interactions. And truth be told, a lot of the content we put out is completely pre-predicted by my avatar of what our audience is looking for. And in fact, Angela, who's typing on here right here, she has done a lot of the webinars prediction of what we're going to have because of a very similar question and answer of what I did today by asking it to prepare that for Antonio. So you can see inside my inside of my account, I'm reaching tens of thousands of people all the time. I'm adding 20 to 25 new followers every couple days with this. And but I've focused a lot on this because we get a lot of clients from it, as well as our LinkedIn bio. We use it for Facebook a lot. We use it for our newsletters. We use it for when I do LinkedIn, or if I have one of our virtual assistants do the LinkedIn for me. We have all of that is done with Jeffery AI per now. So hopefully that's helpful. And you are also welcome to schedule a time, and we can go through and answer any specific questions that you have, and give you the demo, since it looks like you're a new person to the call. Love to be able to help you out. Angela just wrote from the Q&A section, question from Tom. So I could go through the 7-day power launch, record each day, and use it as a training series for prospects and clients. Definitely. There is just real power in this power launch. And I'm going to show you, because of that, look, best thing in the world that you can do for your business is right here. Go into the templates, go right here and go to, let's see, 7-day launch bonuses. If you want to see an amazing view of what your business can do, go right here to creating the Holy Grail product vision. I went through this. This is a really simple Q&A, and I'll just go to Antonio right here. And once you apply that, so I just hit generate, and it's going to give me a little bit of advice. Whoops, I've got the Bemodo marketing avatar. I'm going to remove that so it doesn't influence it at all. It already influenced a little bit. But if you want to see an amazing vision of your company, and I'll show you exactly where that is just one more time. So inside of the chats, I'll use the Antonio one that I created. Just go to templates right here. Okay. And this is found inside the 7-day launch bonuses. And it's just right here, creating a Holy Grail vision for your company. And you just hit start, and it's going to start asking you questions. So to kick off, I'd love to know about your product. What is it? what inspired you to create it. So you just start answering its questions. I did this. I created this wonderful Jarvis assistant, I guess, if you will. And wow, the vision it gave me for what we're going to be doing in 2025 was spectacular. Things that I'd never thought of doing, and I just refined it. And I want to encourage any of you who are going through this to think about this more as an interaction. That's why I say the Iron Man Jarvis. Our bunny's name is Fetch, so your Fetch assistant on here, if you will just start treating it, going back and forth when Fetch creates something you don't like, say I don't like that. Say I would prefer you do this. But if you will walk through this process, it is powerful. I really, really encourage you to do it. It gave me a vision of 2025 of what we can create, which to me was really mind blowing. And it took me quite a while to create this prompt that goes behind this that you don't see. But I really encourage you to take a look at it, and it's going to give you a vision of what you need in a way you didn't think possible. So these are just some of the little secrets. It's really tough in 20 minutes. And that's why I encourage anybody who's on here to really go through those 7 days the way that Antonio did. But once you're there, and Antonio, just send me an email and I'll send you what I created for you. But this right here, the e-learning is where some great stuff is for the power launch. And once again, the webinars, training your avatar right here is how I've created all of this. It is my own personal Iron Man Jarvis that walks me through, helps me feel good about myself. And I'll just show you that really quickly, and just say, who is Jeff Boyle and what has he accomplished? Now I've gotten a lot done in my professional career, but if I were to ask any other LLM, learning language models such as ChatGPT or Claude or any of these other ones out there, there's no way that it would know who I am. I've been kind of a helper to so many other different businesses, but because I've trained it on me, it says, Jeff's launched over 20 successful businesses. His clients have accomplished over $1 billion in sales through his ventures. And then it goes through about all the different things that I've done. You ever want to feel good about yourself? Train your avatar to be able to know about you. And it starts to mix your accomplishments in with all of these other things that so many of us struggle with as we're going through and trying to, we're trying to promote ourselves, but we feel uncomfortable doing. You train your avatar about you, and it will edify you in ways that you can never do yourself. So I really encourage you to do that. Spend some time, train that avatar, and then just go through and ask it that question that I did. And I'll also show you in future trainings, we have templates that will do that for you as well. But those I just put those in the chat today of the questions I asked my avatar, and it was really powerful. So hopefully, I know, Pernell, you asked a couple of different questions on there, and I took it hopefully to new levels, but it's certainly it's certainly so much you can do with it. Here's Antonio, the guy who inspired today's call. The PDF files that can be there uploaded, are they prompts? They're not, and I'm not sure if you've gone through this. What you're loading with it is, for example, if we were to go through Antonio right here, and let's just do a new one. I'll just show you guys who are still on here, and there's still a good number of you on here. I'm going to call this Antonio 2. Okay, so this is how you would train that avatar. So let's hit that right there. We're going to hit templates right there. We're going to go back up. And we're just going to go to 7-day power launch right there. And I'm going to click step 1. And I'm just going to call this Antonio Inc. Target market. I'm just going to make something up if that's okay. The target market is, we're going to say homeowners in Los Angeles, California. Okay. And then I'm going to put the product. We're going to put on there home. This is probably not what you're selling. Home equity lines of credit available with bad personal credit. So what this is going to do is this is going to build out in this first step what we call the buyer persona. And this is what you would do with each one of these outputs once it gets it correct. Now, I certainly, if you have more information, I would put that in here on the target market. Or if you have more information about the product, you can't give it too much information. So once you fill that out, it'll go to work. It'll do some studies on the California homeowners, and it's going to look at different lines of credit. Once again, if this were a real business, I would certainly put as much information as you can. And what this does is this builds out all of your target market profile, how much they're likely making, where they live, their education level, their core values, their lifestyle traits. And I do this multiple times per day with businesses of all types. And every time we do this, I still get that awe-inspiring moment of, wow, I can't believe how accurate this is. I'd never thought of that. Goodness, that's amazing. But it talks about their online behavior, their purchase history, pain points. And it talks about pain points first because pain is a 2x more important decision-making emotion than pleasure. And so it's really important to know the pains and the needs of your target market. So it studies those target markets, their frustrations, decision-making process. We just finished here in the United States. We just finished an election, and I don't know if you guys just know this or not, but the candidate that goes on the platform of change is almost always the winner in the last 60 years. And so just keep that in mind, that if that's the case in elections, it's the same thing inside of business. So right here, the decision-making process, if you train your avatar on the pains of your market using this process, it will then get to their goals, and you can make any changes you need to it. But all you've got to do is hit copy to your clipboard, okay? And then I just use Google Drive. So I just open up Google Drive, and I just create a new Google document, and I just put all of that just right there. I just hit paste of what we just did. If you need to see how to do it right here, you just hit copy to clipboard. You go to the Google Drive, you hit paste, and then I save it as Antonio Inc. right there, buyer persona. Okay, and then I go into File, and I download that as a PDF. Okay. With the PDF, Antonio, inside these avatars, remember you're training it to know more about you and your business. And there's nothing more important to your business than the buyer persona or the pains and problems of your client. So right here, all you've got to do is hit choose file. It'll bring this up, and this is a credit card statement. I just hit upload right there, and it will upload it, and it's going to know all about your buyer persona. Then you go to step 2, or step 3, step 4, and you turn all of those into PDFs and upload them. And now it's almost like you have this extraordinarily intelligent helper that knows all about your customers and all of what you're doing. So what these are, just think about it, Antonio, is removing information from your head and putting a cable into your avatar, and this avatar is learning everything about your customer. Now, when you ask it to write a video or use any of these other templates within Bemodo, for example, right here with templates, let's go back, you can do everything from web pages to courses. There was somebody who asked us today about courses, LinkedIn marketing, and it will just walk you through very easily and reference that avatar and start to create content for you. Now, I know I've gone through a couple different things with this today, but I just really encourage you to give that a try, upload it, and then to use some of these different templates inside of here. So, for example, all you got to do right here is type in social media. So click on the social media, and it can help you create captions, all types of different things that are put in there. So Antonio's like, okay, I see, nice. You're training that avatar to know your customer. It's easy once it knows your customer to be able to output really great content, Antonio. So you start first by training it about your products and you and the demographics and your fears of your customers. And then after that, now you can use all these different, you can see I need to, here it is, that one. A lot of these are personal to me, but you can see I customize all of these either from the ones that I give to the public, and then I customize a lot of them for myself. But this will help you create social media captions. This will help you create content. This will help you create persuasive messaging for investment opportunities, dynamic LinkedIn follow-up sequence. All of these things that are inside of here make it so it's really easy to output content as you go. Chris just wrote, this feature is exclusive to Bemodo. No other platform offers it. So there's other platforms that have templates and things like that. And there's other platforms that, even ChatGPT, you can make GPTs. But the difference with this, when you create an avatar, that avatar can do everything that your business needs. And Chris is absolutely right. That's very, very unique to Bemodo. And we just had a meeting not too long ago with a giant advertising agency that uses a platform that had hundreds of millions of dollars invested into it. And he said, this outputs better content than that $100 million platform. And he goes, what's the difference? And I said, the difference is the avatars. So Chris is absolutely right. Once you've got that avatar trained in there, this is very unique to what we have. Antonio just wrote, avatars are more or less the equivalent to agents. Yeah. Avatar or GPT agents, different platforms may call them different things. But the great thing about this is every time you do a chat, you can come into that. Let's go into it. And you can select an avatar. And I've made a lot of them, everything from marketing to fitness for me. But once you've got it trained, it's really easy. Someone else asked, how many can you make? We have agencies that make 20 different avatars because they've got 20 different clients. And once they've trained it in the brand voice and the content style, now it's not hard to make content for lots of different clients. So an AI agency using Bemodo is really second to none with that, Antonio. All right. Well, I thought there was going to be no other questions. Please put your other question in there. I still have a couple more minutes before we log off, but love the questions. We want you guys to get the most of this, and that's what these are for. So please continue to put those in. And as I've said before, also make sure that you're sending us questions beforehand. And I may even do what I've done for Antonio and completely make the course, the class for the day all about you. But just remember the basics of this platform of Bemodo are all based upon, just following those 7 days. And if you go to bemodo.com right there into the e-learning, it walks you through step by step of the first 7 days of the Bemodo AI Power Launch. And once you've got those content, that content from there, then make sure you go right here to the webinars from my past webinar, and you can you can watch. Let me go on there. I think I just froze my computer right there. But on the webinars is where you've got the ability to train your avatar. And once you have an avatar trained, there is no limit to how much content you can put out that is very resonant. In other words, it really strikes people at the hearts of their desires and their needs so that you can help them. Oh, it's strange. I just froze my computer on that one. But there's really no limit to what you can do with those avatars. And you are welcome, Antonio. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. You are welcome. Hope this was powerful for you guys. And hopefully you will start to use it and take your business to the next level. Thanks for being with me. And if there's any other questions, I'll take them. If not, have a great day. I can't wait to see you next week. Make sure those of you who are in the AI Mastermind, if you have questions, you put them inside the group, and share this with a friend. We want to help you grow your business and take it to the next level. So thanks for being on. We'll talk to y'all soon.